they'll leave things like, so glad he didn't pull the plug. Thanks, I guess.
People really leave some insane comments. It's like wild.
Why would you say that?
Like they're like obsessed.
You obviously didn't think about this at all.
Like they're obsessed with like
death,
right? It's pretty weird. It's pretty raw, but here we are.
Hey.
Alright guys, you did it. You found the very first ever Chubb House YouTube video.
Woo!
You made it to the party.
Congratulations. We're
so thankful that you're here.
Totes.
Right? It's exciting. Today we're going to be talking about Cierra and her COVID-19 journey. You tell them what happened for the parts that you were.
I was asleep for a lot of the time.
Specifically, last year in July, Cierra died twice from COVID-19. She was pregnant with our baby boy, Miles, and she gave birth. And shortly after giving birth, I get a phone call from the hospital. They hand me a baby, and then they put Cierra on a ventilator and a last resort ECMO machine. And she beat the ECMO machine in 28 days, but stayed on the ventilator for 95 days. And on day 95, she crushed it. Crushed it. She said, "Get this off of me. I'm getting out of here."
I was actually saying that.
I'm getting out of here. So,
that part's factual.
Have you ever rewatched the Good Morning America video?
No. I feel like it's weird. I don't think anybody likes to hear their voice recorded.
Okay. So you've never watched any of the interviews, like at all? Like back to back?
Like the one where we were on GMA?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I look very pale and my lipstick is very bright.
I mean, but you were back from the dead, so their color was just coming back in your face. Like, I don't think anybody's was watching and was like, "She's really pale." Because if they had left that comment, which people leave us bizarre comments, by the way, it would have been like,
stranger things have happened.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Before you went on a ventilator, you made this Instagram post.
I remember that because I've seen it.
Okay.
I don't think I remembered it when I woke up.
I have that Instagram post still to this day pinned to my Facebook account. Like through that whole thing, like your words were giving me so much like go. It was like, I love Jamal. I love my kids. They're in great hands. Jamal's got this. I can't wait to be with them.
I tell no lies.
Ladies, if you ever want your man to do some heroic stuff, say heroic things to him. Say, write them, share them with the world, whatever you gotta do, just say it, and he'll feel unstoppable. You never know, might save your life.
I literally can't.
So you don't remember that. So obviously COVID-19, like you've had like a lot of like memory loss. It's
just very dissociative. Like I can't isolate, and there are things that I remember or feel like I remember that I'm actually not sure if they happened or not, you know?
What would you say motivation was for you to be like, I'm gonna beat this? Like when you came to and you realized the position you were in, what was your motivation to like push through? Because I've never seen you push through like that. Like that was a whole nother level.
I think I'm just surly. Like, I think I don't enjoy being in the hospital. Is literally like the worst thing ever. Like that in and of itself was enough of a motivator, I think. But on top of that, I feel like I had people, you know, harassing me every day, and I mean that in like a lot. Like, come on, Cierra, you have to do this, and I don't enjoy that at all.
No, you don't.
Because I don't like feeling like I'm being micromanaged.
Yeah.
I don't like, you know, people telling me that I can't do things or requiring things of me that I absolutely cannot do. I mean, even just little things like with the doctors coming in every day and they'd be like, you know, push your foot down on my hand like a gas pedal, and I'd be like, I literally can't do that. And I couldn't talk. Right. That was the other thing that was like,
Right.
made all of it like 100, like hell, but times like 1,000.
Right.
Because I can't even communicate how pissed off I am to you right now
Yeah.
while you're talking to me as if I was, like, I know what my face looks like,
Yeah.
but you're talking to me like a toddler, and I want to take my tiny hands and choke your throat.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remember every time you would take a step or you would like
Everything was so
stand
hard.
up, and
Everything
I knew it
was
was
so
hard for you. I would be like, I'm married to her. That's my wife. You better, like,
No,
you were
it
a
was
champion every
unbelievably
time you took a
hard.
step. I thought that was amazing. Like, it was just, like, I knew it was hard for you.
Mhm.
And I just thought that was phenomenal. Every time you push forward, like you were pushing with everything you literally had.
Yeah, I mean, not being able to talk, people harassing me to do exercise that I felt like was causing me physical harm. It wasn't, but that's how it felt, to have to stand up and walk around and have my heart rate elevated as high as it was getting, to only
Yeah.
take 3 or 4 steps, you know, in a row, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, whew, this day has drained me.
Yeah.
You know, all of those things, and then, you know, you add in the terrible food,
Yeah.
the isolation,
Yeah.
not being able, you know, I would occasionally get nurses that I felt like I could not communicate with because they absolutely could not read lips.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it just like compounded like
Yeah.
so high.
Yeah.
There were 1,000,001 reasons to try to get out of there.
Yeah.
And obviously I missed you and I missed our kids.
Yeah.
And sleeping in a bed alone after you've been sleeping in the bed with another person for like 12 years
Yeah.
is like, what even is this? This is terrible.
Yeah.
So much so that I had someone bring me a body pillow because I was like, I can't even get comfortable in here and I'm so lonely.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a long answer.
That was a perfect answer.
Are you tired of this yet?
Of this what?
Of everything.
Like,
You gotta do a lot of things for me.
I do have to do a lot of things for you, but
I can't drive.
no,
I can't hold babies for extended periods of time.
no.
I can only do a minimal amount of cleaning before I'm winded and need, you know, my 4th break of the day. You gotta drive me to doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
You gotta pick up medication for me. You gotta do all the things.
On most days, I think I'm on autopilot.
Uh-huh.
I'm just doing what needs to be done. So no, I'm not tired of it yet. But the light, and not to say at the end of the tunnel, because we're like running a marathon here with COVID recovery, even is like when we got to a point where you're like, hey, I can shower by myself now. I
Oh
don't need
god,
you to
that
help
was
me
like the
shower.
best day ever.
It was like, what, 10 months in?
I don't remember. I made a TikTok or like an Instagram.
It was about
post or
10
something.
months, and you're like, hey, I actually don't think I need you to stand in the shower with me so I don't fall.
Mhm.
Which, if you guys don't know, Cierra has a drop foot
Nerve damage.
and nerve damage, and her foot has mostly just been hanging just like that. She can't, no motor function, none of that. So anything you would normally do to balance yourself, drive, strength that you need to hold
Or just
babies, or
feel the ground underneath your feet.
she
Or have to remember to lift your foot up so you don't trip.
has had no feeling in it, but now it's coming back. She can move it a little bit.
Which is crazy because it's been literally, like they said it would be a slow crawl if it came back at all, because nobody knew the answer. They were like, it's gonna be like, you know, inch by inch.
Yeah.
Which sounded like an exaggeration because everything else was improving exponentially.
Yeah.
And I was just like, listen, it's not looking good for your girl.
Yeah.
This might never get better.
Yeah. So there's a story I need to tell you
Oh no, okay.
that I don't know if you've heard. So when you got into the hospital, when you woke up from
So when was that, like September?
your coma, September, right? Like for the first time. For a long time, doctors approached me and said, hey, we don't think she's gonna make it. She's died twice already. We don't know. It doesn't look like. it doesn't look like she's going to be sustainable or viable. Mentally, we're not getting anything because she's got brain damage from a lack of oxygen. She can't respond well. She's not moving anything. She should be awake by now, right? Hospice is your best choice.
Right.
Then fast forward, that was back in August. End of September, you wake up. So I'm marching right down to your room, and the nurse says, Jamal, we washed her today and she covered herself up, and she's never done that before. I said, oh, okay. And I go in and you're watching Law and Order SVU.
Of course I am, because it's
Dun
the
dun,
best
SVU.
show.
Watching Law and Order SVU. And I say, hey babe, and you smile, can't talk because you have a trach in, but you smile and you light up like a Christmas tree. And I go, I go, how are you? You're like, that's the face you made. And I said, do you know what happened to you? Has anyone told you what happened to you? Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe and hit the notifications for part 2, and new videos happen every Sunday night.